Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ignited. I'm Charity.
Did you forget who you were?
I was like, Ignited Ministries. Do I say that every time? I don't
What is
know.
it, ignitedministries.org or something?
No, that's
No?
our website.
Oh.
You can go there if you'd like. ignitedministries.org, where you can sign up to be on our email list or find great resources.
Find great resources, yes.
Or if you want, you can use the giving tab. So, yes, you were not incorrect, but
You just kind of had a loss of presence of mind right there.
I did.
Yeah. I was just thinking when I looked at us, the way our hair is, reminded me, we were in a store, I don't know, maybe a week or so ago. And we came up to the register and we were together, and a lady the cashier, just stops and looks at us. And she said, copy paste, copy paste.
We do look really similar tonight.
We do look similar.
Yeah. It's a warm day outside here.
It's very warm.
Yeah. So hair up is the way to go.
Yeah. We were over 100 yesterday. I don't know what it was today, but it was very hot.
The real feel was like 104, I think.
Was it?
Yeah.
It's very hot.
Warm.
And I went outside just to get some sun, but it was like that hazy, kind of like I didn't think I was getting any sun, but I did get sun.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Which I think that's good. Sometimes it dries out, all
allergies.
this allergy stuff that we've been fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think it's good.
Yep.
Well, good evening, everyone. Glad to have you join us. I was talking with my son earlier today, and he said, well, what are you going to share tonight on live? And I said, I don't know. I'm just asking the Lord what is on his heart. And he said, I've been in this one place in Joshua chapter 5, and it's where Joshua is standing. He's over by Jericho, kind of, I think, spying out the land. We all know what happens at Jericho, right? And this man appears, and Joshua said, are you for us or against us? And he said, no, but I'm commander of the Lord's army. Mm. So we know that that's Jesus because he's commander of the Lord's army. And I thought, and what I loved that he said is, I have now come. And this is what Joshua does. He fell on his face to the earth and worshiped and said to him, what does my Lord say to his servant? And the commander of the Lord's army said to Joshua, take your sandal off your foot, for the place where you stand is holy. And Joshua did so. What I think is the whole story is cool. I mean, they've crossed the Jordan. The Jordan River parted for them, just like the Red Sea had. Mm-hmm. And so now Joshua experiences what, Moses being the leader for the Red Sea, Joshua is the leader at the Jordan. And they cross over, and if you look at chapter 4, there's things that happen in chapter 4. But as you move into chapter 5, the Lord tells Joshua to circumcise this generation that passed through the wilderness, that were born in the wilderness, that hadn't yet been circumcised. And so he does it. He obeys, which is the key in all of our lives, that we do whatever God says to do. And so they're circumcised, and then they keep the Passover. And then the next thing is we see Joshua, he's over by Jericho, and he knows that they've been told by God to go in and take possession of the land. And so he's looking over Jericho. And I think it's interesting because he's the leader, so he's looking for that strategy. And then the commander of the army of the Lord shows up. I thought, how cool would that be? Like, you're in the midst of this battle, right? Mm-hmm. And God's told you to go in and whatever it is that he's told you to do. And then you have this visitor come. And he tells him, I'm commander of the army of the Lord. And so Joshua immediately falls prostrate and worships. We know that it's the Lord because he received his worship. He didn't tell him not to worship him. Mm-hmm. We know that it's the Lord. And then as you move into the next chapter, you move into what takes place at Jericho. Mm. I love that part right there. I was like, yeah, Lord, show up for us. But the part that kind of gets me is Joshua keeps moving forward. And he doesn't get stuck in the past or what was, or even Moses being the leader. I mean, the Lord had to tell him Moses is dead, right? And he's not stuck in what was, but he keeps moving forward. And as he moves forward, that's where God's able to come in and work with him, or, help him, give him victory.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think it's a really cool story to realize that what would we do if a visitor showed up?
Saying that.
Yeah. And he knows he's got a battle to fight, right?
Right.
So which side are you on? The key is that we be on God's side for sure, right? Yeah. And I've heard, that talked about before. Absolutely. But to think that the commander of the army
shows up.
Yeah.
Like this battle, you're going to need something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it really, what he was saying is, I'm taking over. I'm the commander.
Yeah.
And he did, right? He took over, he gives instructions, and Joshua followed the instructions. Of course, Jericho, the walls fell.
Yeah.
Which is another wild happening in the scriptures, right?
Yeah.
To think that here's this city that is, it's thick walls.
Right.
And they're well protected, and God has them march around it. It's such a good, I don't know, I love the Old Testament. I've been really, I guess, still marveling at the tent.
Yeah.
And what, I think somebody's ringing our doorbell again.
They are. Good to hear it.
Yeah, we have a little neighbor girl that likes to come over, and she wants to find out what we're doing on this live show.
Yeah, she does. We'll have to tell her after.
Yeah, we'll have to tell her after. But the doorbell rang, so if you heard that, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It's the neighbor.
Yeah. I was thinking, Joshua, he is, when you think about what he saw, even the 12 spies, and having to wait for these moments, and you're right, he kept moving forward.
Yeah.
And he could have become resentful of, what happened, and just kind of stayed in that headspace, but he chose a different path. And I think it's undervalued, people who are consistently faithful
and moving forward.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing too is when you read this story before the commander of the army of the Lord shows up, the Lord, they've had manna that's been supplied to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were given everything, that they needed to eat. They were provided for. But now, as they've crossed over the Jordan, they have the Passover, they eat of the land.
Yeah.
And from that day on, the manna stopped. And so Joshua knew they've been in this wilderness experience. They've been taken care of. Their sandals didn't wear out, right? They were just supplied. God would provide water for them, or, the food. But now, as he's standing by Jericho and he realized the manna's done, now it's time to go to battle. We've got to take the territory that God told us to take.
Yeah.
And all of us have territory to take. And it doesn't matter, how old we are or how young we are. We all have territory to take for the kingdom. And it's always hearing, what is the Spirit of the Lord saying? What's he telling us to do?
Mm-hmm. And he has a plan.
He does have a plan.
Sometimes it would be nice if he gave us details ahead of time.
He's pretty short on details most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah.
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 Huh.
Yeah. I can't actually think of a time where he was longer in details of,
yeah,
all the things that you might have to walk through before you get to being king, before you have the baby Jesus, or even after.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you think, when you said before you get to be king, David was anointed king, right? But
Yeah.
I don't think he had a clue of what was ahead of him.
He probably had some idea that there could be, because
I'm sure his
it should
brothers were
naturally go
jealous.
to Jonathan, right? So there was that factor, his brothers, so I'm
Right.
sure he knew on some level, but I don't know that he could have fully anticipated everything that was.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, whatever it is that God's called you to do, keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Don't get stuck in what was. Just keep moving forward. And you can even feel like, I'm sure Joshua felt like, okay, the man is done. We're eating off the land. How long will this last, right? You have all those thoughts and things that come, but
Yeah.
you keep moving forward. I know that, having my car totaled, and the money that you get from insurance
So plentiful.
doesn't replace, what you had.
No.
I can't go and even buy that car of the same year.
I actually heard someone talking today.
Who did?
Yeah, about they were in a car accident. I was doing some volunteer work, but they were talking
that was
about
cool. Share what you did.
They were in an accident, and then the insurance company gave them X amount of dollars, and they said that's not even enough to buy a vehicle. There's no vehicles out there for sale at that cost.
Right.
Yeah, and it wasn't their fault. And so they said, I'm in this dilemma now because somebody else, made a decision and it impacts me. And I thought, that's true. That's a good message, that there's times that we go through things.
Right.
That not necessarily by our choice.
No, well, it was with me. It was someone else's actions that affected me.
Impacting.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was one of my favorite cars.
Yeah.
Of all the cars I've had, that was my favorite.
Yeah.
Well, I have to just keep moving forward and, and see what we get here.
Yes.
Yes. And may the commander of the army of the Lord show up.
Yeah. In all of our battles.
Yes. And all of our battles. That's right. Yeah. I'm still, you should talk about what you did today. That was cool.
Yeah. So where I'm working, they allowed for, I should say they promoted, not allowed, but they promoted for everyone at the company to do some kind of volunteer work for a nonprofit. So I chose to do a food pantry today. And so I was able to donate some time to pack groceries. And so I was able to see in my own community people coming in. And, this is something that this particular food pantry has been doing for over 20 years. So a long time. And they consistently see, certain people and others that are there for a season of time and might need them again later. So it was very, very well organized how things were. And so it was great to be a part of that. Felt very blessed to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a blessing.
It was.
I'm glad you could do it.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Well, as we minister here on Ignited Live, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, we are speaking to the person who is joining us on one of those platforms. We may not know your name, we may not know you personally, but we are asking the Lord to speak to those of you who are personally connecting with us on one of those platforms. And please remember, put your name in and where you're from, especially if you would like ministry. You'll want to put your name through, and we love to see the different locations where everyone is from. And if you remember, Instagram has changed their format, and so you see half of us.
That's why we have at the top of the screen, you can go to our YouTube channel.
Oh, you do?
Yes, it's at the top of the screen for the Instagram. See, right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yes.
So if you want to see the full picture, if you just happen to be listening and you don't mind not seeing our faces, or if you just don't want to see our faces.
Yeah, if you don't want to see our faces, that's fine too.
I saw very quickly, I think it was Nigel. It could be misquoting the person, but I think it was someone named Nigel. I quickly read the comment, but they said the most detail that they can think of in scripture is the building of the tabernacle. That was very detailed.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That was really detailed.
Very. Yeah, it certainly was.
Wow.
And the artists that were present, delegating at times. I mean, there is so much that went into that, but yes, the temple.
Yeah.
It's a lot of detail.
And it was a pretty expansive temple, right?
Yes, it was.
And God likes gold.
I know he does.
Yeah.
I do too.
Do you like gold?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wear gold shoes.
Oh yeah, you do, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not real gold though.
No, that would be a
No.
little heavy and a little awkward.
And a little awkward. That's true.
Yeah.
But you do like gold.
I do.
I like silver too.
Yeah.
I like silver and gold.
Yeah.
It sounds like a Christmas song, right? Silver and gold.
I was just thinking that, and I thought, it's not Christmas yet. It is July. Could be Christmas in July. We digress.
We digressed, yes. All right. Well, okay. Lexi in Baldwinsville, New York. Lexi Anderson. Lexi, the Lord has put vision in your heart, and it's like the vision just expands, and it's almost like every waking day there's a freshness to the vision that God has put in your heart, and he has granted you success. And I see God causing mountains to move for you on your behalf, that you would see the goodness of God go before you and clear the way ahead for you.
All right, Janella from Seoul, South Korea. Janella, I saw you standing back and just looking at what the Lord has accomplished thus far, and knowing that he has much more for you to accomplish, and that there are some challenges that you have faced in recent days, but you've learned how to overcome those obstacles well. And there is a spirit of excellence. It's like there's a deep desire within you to do what's right and to make sure that you are taking into account all the things that the Lord has asked of you to do, and that you're doing them well, and the Lord's pleased with your heart.
Okay, Brooke in Syracuse, New York. Brooke, I see you in a place where, you've cried out to God and you've cried out to the Lord, and he has answered you, and he has satisfied you with his love. And there's been moments in your life that that God has just come and settled things down on the inside of you and made you even to feel his peace and know that everything's going to be okay. And that's what I hear God saying to you. It's all going to be okay. Just keep on trucking.
Leanna from Brooklyn, New York. One of the things I felt for you, Leanna, is that you have been really strong, and you've held some things together, even to help ones around you. It's like you're quick to jump in and to be that one that would serve well, and really make sure that things are taken care of, that people don't have to worry about it. And you have such a heart to serve that way. I also see the Lord expanding vision within you. And it's like putting things back on track. There's some things that you feel I've just gotten a little off track. And I see the Lord helping you, giving you strength to put some things back on track and move forward.
Okay, Victor in Fairport. Hello there, bud. I had this sense, Victor, that your life has been a testimony that people have just kind of followed through the years, almost like eyes have been on you, watching you, and your whole life, how you carry yourself, what you speak, what you do has been a testimony for others to follow. It reminds me of the scripture when the Apostle Paul told Timothy to be an example to the believers. And there's a list of things there of what he says to be in word and deed. And I feel like the Lord is commending you, that you have walked the line. At times it's been like a tightrope walk, but you've walked it, and you've stayed in step, and you've kept beat and rhythm with the Lord. And there is some sort of, if I can, the only way I can describe this is it feels like you're coming to a point of change, and it's going to be most welcome. But what you're doing has all been preparation for what God's about to do with you next.
All right. Tracy Pruitt said, from Washington, Longview, Washington, said, thank you for your message. Very timely. Yeah, Joshua is keep it moving. It is a good word.
Yeah.
Tracy, I saw for you a restructuring taking place and the Lord giving to you wisdom to know how to implement some things so that there's a more of a smooth flow to what you need to accomplish and that the Lord is directing your steps.
Okay, Gina in Skinny Atlas, New York on Instagram. I should clarify where I was at right now, but Gina, you're a good friend. Like I see people that just enjoy being around you and know that you know how to be that friend that sticks closer than a brother. And you have given and given and given, and you've wanted to be a blessing, and you have been a blessing. You will be a blessing. And I see the Lord pouring into you a refreshing, that you would feel his touch from the top of your head to the very bottom of your feet. Even as you lay before the Lord, I see God touching you and encouraging you. Don't stop. Don't look back. Don't quit. Just keep on going.
All right, Hannah Grace from New Jersey. Hannah, I saw you writing some things. It's like, sometimes when you have an idea, you can use like a notes in your phone or something like that, almost like a little journal, and you can keep track of a list so that you're able to go back and make sure that you accomplish the goals that you set out to do. And I see that happening for you. It's like you're jotting some things down, you're getting things organized, and you're realizing that you're accomplishing more at this time of your life. It's like there's so much more that the Lord has put on the inside of you. And as you continue to put those things down, it's like making a list and then checking them off. You are accomplishing so much in the kingdom, and it's like it's bringing you fresh joy and fresh energy. And I see the Lord, it's almost like He's illuminating some assignments in front of you, and there's a renewed sense of excitement.
Okay, Michelle Slocum in New York. Okay, Michelle, I don't know what I mean. I haven't been, in New York much. We're going to actually be up there in August.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I just had this sense, Michelle, of a rumbling, like in the earth, like there's a rumbling. And then I felt like God said to tell you that he's got your whole family in his hand. And if he's got the whole world, he can take care of your family. And there's not one prayer that you've prayed that God hasn't received, and he's going to answer. And then I feel like there's something of a breakthrough that's needed. And he is the master of the breakthrough, and he will do it for you. You have humbled yourself before him. You've cried out to him. And God has heard your prayer. He will bring breakthrough for you.
All right, Elizabeth Laborse on YouTube. Elizabeth, I saw for you strength and the Lord strengthening you in your physical body. It's like there's been a weariness or a tiredness at times, and I see the Lord strengthening you and you going from strength to strength. And him refreshing you. But I also had a sense that in the night season, the Lord's speaking to you, whether it's in a dream or as you're waking up or going to bed, that there's a fresh sensitivity that has been stirring within you to hear his voice and to know more of him. And I just see you being able to encourage many people along the way with what the Lord's showing you.
Okay, Maurice Varillo in Fairport. Hello, Maurice. I'm glad to have you join us tonight. There's times in our lives that, you go through life and you feel like you're just kind of living life. And yet, deep down inside, there has to be something more. And I feel that tug in my spirit for you, that there is more. And the Lord wants you to know that there's more. He wants you to believe for more. And what the more is, I couldn't tell you, but I do know that God is speaking the more to you and encouraging you to keep your head up and keep looking up, and expect and have that hope and faith that God will come through. And he has your reputation.
All right, I think I saw on there, Heather Rinaldi asked where we're going to be in New York. And we're going to be at New Heart Ministries I had to look it up, Warner's, New York.
In Warner's?
Yeah.
Where's
I thought it
Warner's?
was Syracuse technically, but it must not be. Warner's.
Okay. I don't. Yeah, I'll have to look that up.
Yeah. Warner's.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
New Heart Ministries, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. With
Okay.
Pastor Charity Gusky.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
We have the same name. All right.
Yeah.
I saw.
Yeah, you do, don't you?
Yeah. It's unusual to hear another
Yeah.
charity. So.
Yeah.
Oh, there we are. Henry from Hong Kong. Henry, I just had a sense for you that the Lord is reawakening something within you for the vision that he's put on the inside of you, that it's like there's something stirring afresh and you're finding greater joy in what you put your hands to.
Okay, Stephen from Ohio, Stephen Bliss. There is the knowing deep within, the gift of salvation, the power of the Holy Spirit flowing, knowing that Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So if he healed yesterday, he'll heal today, and he'll heal forever. And that's the principle that we can stand on. And I see you believing God for a miracle, and God has miracles ahead for you. I had this picture of a semi truck going down the road. And I remember a time where I ministered to a man in a meeting, and I had just, because of traveling, and we were on the expressway, we were behind this semi that had come off of an exit onto the expressway, and he hadn't closed the back door. And so I talked about it. I'm ministering to this man, and I'm telling him about what we had seen. And of course, people were honking their horns, and the man pulled over and he pulled it down. And what I didn't know when I'm talking to this man about it, and I don't know what I said to him about it, is that he's an actual truck driver. And that was really kind of fun to find out. I love those little things that God does. And I feel like there's going to be a number of little things. Keep your eyes open and watch, because you're going to see little miracles. And it reminds me of the song, what is it, A Million Little Miracles?
Yeah.
I can't remember how the words go, though. But
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Yeah. What's after that?
I can't even count them all.
Oh, I can't even count them all.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something of keep track of everything God does, and you're going to see in the big picture how he is at work.
So someone from YouTube said blessings from Edinburgh, Scotland.
Scotland.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's where I want to go too.
Yeah.
I want to go to Scotland.
Yeah.
And London's on there too.
Mm-hmm.
London and Scotland.
Yeah. New Jersey, North Carolina.
Yeah. Well, my husband, the last name's Campbell, right?
Yeah.
And so he's, passed on. But of course he was Scottish.
Yeah.
And we always wanted to go. We never made it, but
yeah,
I'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Tamberlin from Glens Falls Farmers Market. Tamberlin, I just had a sense for you that the Lord is causing you to become more aware of being in tune with his spirit and walking by faith. And that it's like step by step. And sometimes, we were talking a little bit about it earlier, how all the details may not be there, but he still has assignments for us, and he has given us instructions to move forward. And so that's what I see the Lord doing, is like moving forward, leaving those things behind, and moving forward with the understanding of the assignment that God's given to you.
Okay, Andrew Stewart is here. Andrew, when I saw your name, this story came back to me once years ago during a move of God up in Toronto. We were I went in an afternoon session. It was called an intercession session. And I loved being in those meetings. It was so fun, and just learning about intercession, but experiencing what was happening with all the people and there were people from all over the world that were there. And there was one nation represented, and I think they maybe had about 50 people in the room from that one nation. And this one session that we were in was a little bit just kind of very quiet and dry, not like the other sessions that I had attended. And I was sitting there thinking, I wonder why it's so quiet. There wasn't anybody sharing anything. And it just seemed kind of dry and dead. And all of a sudden, one of the guys from this nation that's represented, and again, there were about 50 of them there, he took his sport coat off. He stood up, took his sport coat off, and then just whipped it on the floor. Like, I don't know how many times. He just whipped it and whipped it. And this nation all went on their faces in unison, and they began to just cry out in repentance for their nation. I couldn't tell you today or describe with words what it was like, except that it was like a wave went through the whole room and everyone felt the presence of God. I have a sense you're about to experience the presence of God in a very real and tangible way. And God is going to come very close to you, and he's going to set some records straight. There's some records that need to be made straight, and God will do it.
That's a good word. I saw Linda Schultz said, I just disappeared on me. There we go. Can I go with you two to Scotland? My grandmother was a Campbell, and I've always wanted to go to Scotland.
Linda, we
might be related.
Right? I mean, your grandmother was a Campbell too.
That's pretty cool.
That
would be fun.
I was going to say, did you know that when we were there with you? Of course
Were you
did.
aware? Yes.
But I wasn't aware that your grandmother was a Campbell.
Nope.
That's
fun.
Yeah, we should do a trip.
Yeah. Well, thank you all so much for joining us here on Ignited Live. We look forward to being with you same time, same place next week, God willing, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will see you all next time.
God bless you richly. Keep moving forward.
And we love you.
Don't get stuck looking back.
Yeah. Keep it moving forward. We love you guys.